This is the next video in graphing forms of a line for Mr. Ellis's bridge class. Today we're going to graph the point slope form of a line. The equation that we've been given is y plus 5 equals 3 times x minus 7. Now, what number represents the x coordinate of the point that was used? Correct, it would be positive 7. What point represents the y value of the point that was used? Yes, it's negative 5. Here we have positive 5 and negative 7. I said positive 7. The negative sign in the formula does not represent the value of the coordinate. So if we get a negative, it was a negative times a positive, therefore I say positive 7. To arrive at a positive value, it'd be negative times a negative, therefore I say negative 5. Someone tell me what the slope of the line is. That's a great answer. It is 3, or 3 over 1, or some fraction that represents 3. When given an equation of a line in point slope format and asked to graph the line, remember that x1 and y1 represent the points on the line of this graph. What we want to do is we would like to identify our points. And identify the slope, which we've just done. And at this point, you use the following method to graph the line. What we'd like to do is find that point and use some value for the slope. Well, here we have the point, positive 7, negative 5, and the slope is represented by 3. What is a fraction that represents 3? Remember that we want to do rise over run. I could easily say the fraction for 3, the easiest fraction, is 3 over 1. However, I would like some separation between my points, so I'm going to use 6 over 2. Does 6 over 2 equal 3? Well, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So yes, it does. The next step is to perform our rise from the point that's given. The point that's given, or the point that we pull out of the formula, is 7, negative 5. At that, we're going to rise, which 6 represents the rise, up 6, because it is a positive 6. Then we're going to run positive. Positive on the x-axis is 2, so we're going to go right 2. At that point, we can graph another point. Now, all we have to do from this point, we have 2 points, is draw a line that connects those 2 points. This has been graphing a line in point slope format for Mr. Ellis's bridge class. In order to find the other videos, look for forms of a line number 3.